my body's burning fire.
Thank you so much for doing this interview with me. I'm going to say right off the top, love your new single Tonight. Love your music, love your style. It reminds me of old school 80s, sort of like late 70s, early 80s R&B, funk, pop, and then somehow tying in with the dance grooves of what was going on in the 90s. Like, you have an incredible sound. Congratulations on that, and congratulations on your new single Tonight.
Thank you so much. Yeah, I'm super excited that it's out. And yeah, I feel that with the categorizing. You can't really put it to something specific, but it has all of those little aspects in it.
It's almost like, and again, not knocking any of the artists of today or whatever, but I feel like a lot of times that a lot of artists today forget about, I mean, they put out great music, but they forget about music that you can dance to. And you seem to have this, not just dance to, but groove to, or even sit back and just sort of get yourself lost in the music. Where do you get that old school kind of vibe from?
I think it's a mix of, whenever I was growing up, my parents only ever listened, well, the things that I listened to with them was like Elvis, the Beach Boys, kind of all of the classics that they listened to growing up. So that kind of worked its way into music that I liked. And then also my producer, Roman, he is just amazing with everything that he knows. So whenever we were kind of combining it, we wanted like a fun sound, but we didn't know what we wanted to put into it. And that's where we kind of got the funk. We got the little R&B, the little dance vibes going on. So it was like a mix of wanting different emotions in the song to make you feel those different kind of things.
You definitely have that, and as an old school guy like myself, and can tell you that I'm enjoying what you're doing, you're definitely on the right track. Before we get into the single and talking about your career and so many other things, I have to ask you, how are you holding up right now with the world being so different, with the COVID-19 happening, racism being spoken at a different level that has never been spoken about before, in the U.S., of course? Election coming up, so there's a lot of debates going on there with that, and also people arguing about wear a mask, don't wear a mask. What do you think about all this, and how are you doing throughout all this?
Yeah, well, I mean, I think it's just insane. 2020 is a year to remember, but at the same time, like I moved out here to LA in January, kind of before everything started happening with quarantine and stuff. And I usually stay inside, like I never ever leave my apartment. So it hasn't really been big of a change for me, but now it's like whenever I want to tour and I want to go see my family and just travel and kind of get out, and then also hearing everything that's happening in the news and stuff, it's just weird to think about everything that's happening right now, and that's just I'm just chilling at home. With the masks, I feel like I wear them. I want to like be able to protect other people, but yeah, it's just hectic. I didn't think that this would happen. Whenever it first started happening, I was like, all right, cool, like a little bit of quarantine. But now, like 7 months later or something like that, insane.
Yeah, like I said, it's a completely different world, that's for sure. So, has it changed the way you write music?
I think there's a little bit of that, kind of me being inside all day and then going to the studio, and that's like my like creative time. Or sometimes when I'm at home, I'm in like a singing mood and I pull up random beats and I'll like sing to that. So I feel like it makes me miss people. It makes me miss going out. It makes me want to talk about what I do when I stay in, which is, tonight. But yeah, I feel like it kind of, it snuck its way into what I write about.
Well, let's get a little bit more into your career and how it all began. You kind of talked about the influence with your parents, though. But the YouTube channel, how did that all come about?
That started, I think, my freshman year of high school. I did like 6 covers, and then that was it. And because I knew that I wanted to sing, but I had no idea how I was going to make it happen. So I started it with high hopes, and then I was like, yeah, no, we'll just see like if choir was anything for me. But then I realized that I didn't want to do that kind of choral singing. And then when I was in 11th grade, my life just kind of fell to shit. So I was like, all right, let's let's think about what I want to do, what's going to make me happy. And that's why I started my YouTube channel again, just doing covers, hopping on trends. And my parents, like, whenever I would tell them that I was doing that, they were just like, okay, that's cool, but focus on your studies, like, don't really get caught up in that world. And I would just do it super low key. And then after high school, I think when I finished high school, I had like 2,000 subscribers. And then that summer is when it started to kind of blow up a little. And like I had like 30,000. And then going into college, that's when it really started to grow a lot. So it's been insane because I started kind of, okay, I want to sing. How am I going to make that happen? And then YouTube really helped me do that.
Now, you can sing in English, you can speak in Spanish. Which do you find better, or which one do you enjoy more, or is there any difference to that?
I don't think it's which one I enjoy more because I love both English and Spanish, but because I'm still learning Spanish, there's a little bit of hesitation when I'm speaking it. But if I'm singing it and I have like the words and the feelings and everything, then it's really easy and it's really fun to just do that. So I think like comfortable wise, it's probably English just because I'm learning Spanish still. But yeah.
No, but you know what? Even with the Spanish, I love how you sing in Spanish. Your vocal talent, you have such a purity to that. Is that just a natural thing? Did you train for that?
I started, I think I only took one voice lesson in middle school, and then I stopped. And then, whenever I got into college, that's when I started to really start taking voice lessons to kind of just improve my vocals because there's always room for improvement.
Well, I don't know if you need any more improvement because, like I said, vocal talent is absolutely amazing. You were discovered on YouTube. Can you talk a little bit about that, please?
Yeah, that was, okay, so my friend and I had actually been talking about going to LA before we reached out to, because there was this like haunted ship in LA called the Queen Mary, and we really wanted to go stay inside of it. But then I think like a couple weeks after that, Roman, my producer, reached out to me and he was like, hey, we love your sound, like your songs and music. We just want to kind of link up if you want to go to LA. And so I actually flew out there with my best friend and we met them. And usually I'm like super shy and I hate talking to people and like I don't eat in front of them. I don't think I ate in front of them. But then we went to the studio. Their humor was like amazing, so it was just really easy to talk to them. But then we went to the studio and that was just kind of like, it was just comfortable. Like I was like, I'm in LA with this random human and I'm totally fine right now. So it was just really cool to feel like I connected with something that easily after struggling for so long.
Now, I have to ask, how old are you?
I'm 20.
Everything you're describing to me is something that somebody who's 30, 35, 40 would do. Where did that bravery come from and that drive to say, yeah, I'm going out to LA, I'm going to do this, I'm going to do that? Where does that come from?
I have no idea because I am the most anxious person in the entire world. Like I did not know that until I started traveling to LA, until I started like chasing after all this stuff. Because before it was just from the comfort of my little room, I was recording my videos and stuff. But this is everything that I wanted to do. So I'm willing to, fight the anxiety, fight the nerves that I have, because at the end of the day, I wouldn't want to be doing anything else. Like this is exactly where I want to be. So whenever they were like, hey, you want to come to LA? I was like, forget about my nerves, forget about me not liking to talk to people. I'm going to just go and see what happens. Like this is my world. I'm going to make it happen.
Now, before tonight, you've released other singles and music platforms. What songs have you released before that?
Like before tonight or
tonight,
before
yes.
Shows?
Tonight.
So we had my Antisocial Butterfly EP, which was the first EP that I ever came out with, kind of like saying who I am to the world. And then the Voice Notes EP, actually also Valentine's Day and Ocean Waves, my little singles. And then the Voice Notes EP and Mensajes de Voz, which is like a Spanish version of the Voice Notes. And that EP was very vulnerable, just me talking about everything that I've kind of been through and kind of putting it in music so that other people could use it in that same way to kind of heal.
Let's talk about the Antisocial Butterfly EP. What did that do for your career? I mean, to me, when you end up with, 1 million views in this first week, that's an amazing accomplishment.
Yeah, it was insane because that was my first, like, real piece of music that I was putting out into the world. So it was kind of a lot of anticipation building up to that moment, and then whenever it came out, I was just like, oh shoot, because I think it came out on my birthday, which made it even more special, or like a day before or something. So I was like,
that's great.
It was like the best birthday present ever. So I think it just showed people, my fans, the people who had been kind of following me on YouTube and everything, who I was, and that I was making that switch into following my dreams and making music.
Okay, let's talk about tonight. What is the song about, and how does it represent your career right now?
So tonight is my little antisocial kind of anthem, because whenever we were making it, it sounded upbeat and we had the lyrics tonight, but I don't go out and party. So we were like, how are we going to change this into an Alaina version of a fun night? And I was like, well, I mean, each night for me is fun because I have Netflix and food and my computer, my cat, my friends. Like, we're always just chilling. So I was like, let's do that, so that it's a party anthem song for someone who stays in and someone who likes listening to music and neon lights in their own room with themselves or like a few homies. So that's what tonight is. It's just me kind of talking about my antisocial self and what I like to do.
Yeah, tonight, I'm solo dancing in my room. Tonight, got time for me, no time for you. Neon lights on the ceiling, only vibes for the healing. Tonight, I'm trying to stay in on my own again.
But this is the weird thing. So it's antisocial, but the thing is, though, it is a dance track, and you're bringing people together to dance to this.
Yeah. That's music for you, because it's me at home, but then, for those few friends that are together or whoever is together, it's a little fun song to dance to.
Is an EP following up with this or an album?
We got music in the works. I'm excited. This is one of many, and I'm just excited to get all the creative images out there for all this new music that we've been working on during quarantine.
And during quarantine, a lot of virtual performances have been happening. Are you on that platform also? Will we be seeing you doing that?
So I think probably for these songs, but yeah, we had virtual performances for the 2 EPs that came out, and that was really fun. They were on YouTube, so yeah. Okay,
we're looking forward to all that. But of course, to know everything that you're doing, social media is the place to go. Where do we go to follow you?
So Instagram is Alaina_Castillo. All my musical platforms are Alaina Castillo. YouTube is Alaina Castillo. Twitter is Alaina Castillo 5. And TikTok is Alaina_Castillo, I believe.
Thank you so much for taking the time to speak with me. You have an amazing story. You have an amazing voice. You have amazing music. And I'm so looking forward to talking to you again, hopefully in person. And I'm also looking forward to watching you on red carpets, awards, and everything else, because your future's so, so bright. Thank you again for this interview.
Thank you for having me, and thank you for all of that. I hope you have an amazing music day.
You too. Take care. Thanks again. Bye-bye.
Alrighty. Bye.
Neon lights on the ceiling, only vibes for the healing.